We move on to part C. Part C says find the coordinates of the y-intercept where the graph touches the y-axis. Where the graph touches the y-axis is where x is equal to 0. Okay? So that's part C. Let's take a note of that. Part C. At the y-intercept, always remember that at the y-intercept, x is equal to 0. Okay, at the y-intercept, x is equal to 0. So there are two ways of finding that. First, we can actually calculate it. Okay, let's calculate it. So there are two ways to find it. We can calculate it or we can prove it on the graph itself. All right, so at the y-intercept, x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, we substitute 0 or where we see x in the function, and we're going to get 0 minus 0 is 0, minus 3 is minus 3. All right, so according to this calculation, therefore, therefore the y-intercept is 0, because at the y-intercept x is equal to 0, comma -3. So that's one way of finding the y-intercept, by substituting 0 for x in the function. Or you can just look at the function, here it is, and see this is a is 1, bear in mind a is always in front of the x, and if you don't see a number, there's a 1, an invisible one there. B is 2 and c is -3. So therefore now the last number in the function is the y-intercept. And the third way you can get the y-intercept, look for the y-axis on 0 and where the graph touches the y-axis, and this is -1, -2, and -3. So it's 0, -3. Okay, c is equal to -3. So the y-intercept is 0, -3, where the graph touches the y-axis, the y-intercept. 0, -3.